everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. I'm pretty, what is the word the kids use these days? I'm pretty choked. Pretty choked after that last major loss. Not feeling too fantastic. We had the heroin, the sling, 6 HP, the meat bun going into the final fight against the Lich. Bricked it up real hard on Lich 2 and Lich 3. And ended up just completely falling apart there. I can tell you right now, I have lowered the auto-aim. My pilot, I mean, I realized that I had the crutch last time, and I had homing bullets as well, but I'm pretty confident that the controller's auto-aim has been lowered here. I must have only set my video settings to default, and then when I reset everything, maybe a little overzealous, but that's okay. I do think, like, people are gonna be like, well, you just turned controller's auto-aim off. Well, I mean, you do need a little auto-aim if you're using the controller. Because you do, you know, you don't have the cursor on the screen that you can just use to guide where your actual shot is placed. But prepare to see, like, a lot of shots probably going awry here. But you know what? It's probably for the best overall to take that crutch away. The last run, it's a real bummer because we did, like, 99% of what we needed to do in order to succeed. And unfortunately, it all just fell apart at, like, the last possible minute. Like, seriously, the final phase of the Lich was, like, 1 hit away. So it's like, you know, we were training, yeah, I mean, grappling hook, considering we can hold 2 active items, doesn't seem bad. It's like we were training for, you know, Mr. Universe or something like that. And then the day before the competition, we ate, like, a whole pizza. It doesn't mean that all the training there is for naught, you know, if we still put in the time. Sure, we kind of fucked up our end goal, but at the same time, you know, we played well, we showed some discipline, and just kind of let it get ruined at the end. So hopefully, you know, we'll take our learning lessons there as they come, and we'll be able to, you know, grow as a player. But I will admit, there was some, you know, extreme inherent disappointment as a result of that last loss. But, you know, I've gone outside, taking a little bit of a break. I looked up at the sky and I said, why, God, why did you make it so I got hit once on the kill pillars and then as a result had slightly too little HP to play as badly as I did on the Lich fight? And the face of a lion, he said his name was Mustafa. He showed up in the sky and he said to me, why did we fall, Master Wayne? And I said, sorry, can you say that in Michael Caine's voice? And he said, why do we fall, Master Wayne? That's not Michael Caine, I said. And he said, what do you expect? I'm a freaking lion. And the rest is history. And we never lost Gungeon again. Okay. So we have a blue barrel. And by blue barrel, of course, I mean chest. I don't know where barrel came from there. Just, you know, maybe I really want some ice cream or something like that. But, whoa! Cool it there. It's worth using a key on. I really thought that those shots were going to deviate, but I think it's worth using a key on as long as we can, you know, guarantee that it's not the worst chest. If it is the worst chest, we'll just lockpick it. And it could be worth getting, especially if we have no other means of getting, like, another weapon, but admittedly, I probably should be paying a little bit more attention to the grappling hook here, which does allow us to get around fast, or quickly, rather, and also could be useful, especially if we can get any of those passive items. This is lockpick territory, and it did not work. Especially if we can get any of those items that give us, you know, a blank every single time we use our active item. That's pretty much like, I don't think grappling hook is amazing, but if it is, those are the situations in which it is. So, we are going to open this blue chest. Passive, active, gun. Doesn't matter too much to me. We can find a spot for it if it's good enough. It is a gun. It's the M1911. Strikes me as something that we'll probably use as a boss killer, if for no other reason than it's, you know, necessity. But we do have 43 credits as well, so enough to get at least 1 key, possibly 2, depending on what our credits look like at the end of the floor, or if there's even 2 for sale, which there are not. Do you buy table tech, or sorry, do you buy the key? We definitely do not buy a table tech site, in my opinion. Do we buy the key? I think the only reason I don't buy the key right now is the thinking that perhaps if we get 2 key drops from the boss, maybe we wouldn't want it, but I don't know. We might still want it, but alright, so we're gonna try to just get as far away as possible, and then run back for reasons that are, you know, unbeknownst, I suppose, but it will be nice to use the grappling hook for quick dodges in situations where it is, you know, deemed prudent. I don't want to use it to dodge that attack because we lose a lot of control in the process. Yeah, very nearly got hit there. Honestly, M1911 seems like completely fine for this stage of our lives and this stage of bosses. I can tap the button a little faster. Damn, baby, I can't tap the button that fast, but I know someone who can. Austin! Got you looking at the glyphs on my hands and wrists while I'm laying back, smoking on my cannabis. Alright, we got, I mean, first off, obviously, credit where credit's due. That's obviously Twista. You ain't no Twista could work it like the Whispers? Figured one blank is the danger zone. We got, Charmed Bow. I think it's terrible. Can you steal with grappling hook? Hold up. Hold up. Gungeon. Steal. Steal. Oh my god, Google's auto-completing. Gungeon stealing with grappling hook. Allows players to hook and pull themselves towards wall at a fast speed. This item allows players to steal items from the shop. The hook has to be used from far away, or the player will get caught stealing. First off, I mean, whoa, okay. We don't really want to steal anything from this shop, but knowing that we can use it to steal in the future is important. So let's just come back here, head downwards. We're just going to continue to use the rogue special for now. So if we find something good enough to steal, then we will try to steal it. Right, Tomo? Right, Ruka? For right now, I don't think it's strictly necessary. Charmed Bow. I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that Charmed Bow may not be terrible, but I haven't really found a great circumstance to use it reliably except on Bullet Hell. Hello, Kate. For now, so far so good, except for the fact that our weapon loadout is relatively poor, but I'm certainly learning to appreciate the auto-aim that we had before. I'm missing more often than I'm used to. But you know what, again? We gotta take the training wheels off a little bit. Well, we don't have to, but I'm gonna. Even though we haven't been winning every single run lately, I think it's important. Ooh, this room. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to do that, but that's the way I did it. Since we have a key on the ground, I figure we open it. I think we gotta use two? I don't know. And we got the camera. The camera's very solid. I don't think we start using it on this floor, even though 60 bullets or 60 pictures? I don't know what... Back in the day, you know, when you had a camera, you used to have like a film reel with it that only held a certain number of pictures. Now it's not like a megabytes, gigabytes thing, but I guess that's the quantity we would describe it as, 60 pictures. We'll start using that on the 4th floor, you know, as is the norm. That's been working out relatively well for us lately. 53 credits. But remember, the ability to steal as well. I don't love this. But honestly, if they're not actually, like, angry bullets... Oh, some of them are angry bullets. Oh, my mistake. So the purple ones are just rubber bullets. The light blue ones actually have damage associated with them. Got it. Ooh, I don't know if I should be standing right there. Remember the classic Police song, Please Don't Stand So Close to Me? Remember the classic Police song, If You're a Cop, You Gotta Tell Me? There we go. Easy enough. Hoping there's something steal-worthy in here. I don't really know how to steal. I mean, heavy boots, people have told me on the bullet, it's actually pretty good. Gotta be real with you. It's very... Wait, we have junk, right? Did we shoot a chest and get some junk? We did. But I gotta be real with you. I'm fairly tempted to just, to sell Cupid's bow. Charmed bow. I also understand, don't get me wrong, I do understand that, heavy boots can be good. I also understand we could maybe steal, little bomber, heavy boots. We could try at least. And then Sell them to the junk salesman? Although I will say, at that point, we're basically taking 2.5 levels of curse for like 30 credits. And in some situations, I think that could be the right call. I don't know that this is one of them. I think we should continue exploring. I'm looking at the shop layout, and I'm like, that feels like a boss fight to me. Or, feels like a secret room to me. I'm looking at that boss room, and I'm saying that was like a boss fight to me. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. You can't pull the wool over my eyes that easily. There's a boss in that boss room. There's a boss in the boss room, I can guarantee. Hope it's not Amoconda. I want one more HP. If you ever are needing to make a parody of a song, Don't Stand So Close to Me, for whatever reason, is just the easiest song to make a parody of. I think it's because, you know, there's a lot of space between the syllables, so you give your brain just like that much more time to fill in the gaps. And then the pitch is easy enough, and then it's also pretty, like, syllabically permissive. Like, if you gotta add an extra syllable here and there, it's rarely gonna burn you too bad. You can find a way to fit it in. And if it feels wrong, then it feels right. That's the secret right there. But also, that is not the message of Don't Stand So Close to Me, the original song. You know, Don't Stand So Close to Me, open parentheses, the original song. Don't stand so close to me, in brackets, original song. I told you, if it feels right, then it don't feel wrong. I don't know why, it just... They give you enough time for each of those syllables to hang. Did we buy a key? I cannot recall. No, we went back and picked up a key. That's right. 85 credits, we're probably gonna save it. Again, I feel like, I'm starting to learn, and by the way, people were very kind about this. I'm starting to learn, a little bit more about the use of, you know, thieving, and how, you know, because I was born in the late 18th century, I don't call it, stealing, I call it thievery. Like the Thievery Corporation on the Garden State soundtrack. No, but, I'm starting to learn more about it. People were very kind in that, like, semi-recent Charmhorn episode. They were like, you did a really good job. The thing I'm still learning to balance is, you know, when do we steal? When do we not steal if the items are not lights out? Like, if you get wax wings, you're like, yeah, okay, I'll steal. If you get, you know, heavy boots, are you like, I kind of feel like there's no reason to steal an item that is not going to be super useful for us regardless. Although if we're the bullet, it stops us from moving forward, as many people mentioned. So, but we're not the bullet, so no real need for this right here. Okay, there was just so many bullets on the screen simultaneously there that one man and one man's cognitive brain could not parse them and then dodge them accordingly. 4 blanks. That's great, considering how important flawlesses are. Obviously, we'll just open that scatter shot. I believe that the actual consensus on scattershot is that it's pretty bad, but we got it for free, so there is that. It's the Gorgonite. They're doing what Gorgonites do best. We're hiding. But I'm gonna take it regardless. Now, is it bad in the sense that you would never pay for it? Or is it bad in the sense that it actually makes your run worse? Because the spread gun in every other game could smell as sweet. We're gonna run out of M1911 here for sure. Well, actually, you're still gonna have an M1911. You're just gonna run out of M1911 bullets. True. It's very true. I can't dispute your literal correctness there. 14 bullets remaining. What do we go with after this? Just a lovely, fantastic question that I unfortunately believe the answer must be Rogue Special. almost think with, like, my terrible aim combined with less controller auto-aim, maybe Scattershot is actually okay. Could we find ourselves... Just get out of here. Just wondering if we could find ourselves in a world in which I'm actually, like, more likely to hit with Scattershot. That was a no-brainer, because I was possibly going to get hit, but also I'm not doing any damage from this far away, so we got to find an avenue to get back in there. Still 2 blanks left. I don't trust us to not get hit there either. I was noticing a serious dropping off between the M1911 and our Rogue Special. I'm not sure if you've noticed this as well. My guess is you probably have. Come. I'm kind of desperate for a half-decent gun here. Probably should have just rolled instead of blanking, but I panicked and I think we made an okay decision in the process. So we get the Winchester. It's okay. Possibly better than okay. It is a boss killer, I suppose. With 2 keys, I think we'll still buy another key. I'm not going to buy ammo. I'd much rather buy a passive. Is there anything I want to sell? Even with no M1911 ammo, I don't think I want to sell it. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of us on this run. I think we've been doing a relatively good job with not an amazing setup. But we got good consumables, and we got a great... well, we got a great track record on flawlesses, I guess, is where I could go with that. But I would expect it to be a little slower for the time being for now. Hopefully we can get some sweet passive synergies that work well with Scattershot. As of right now, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I know that it's not well regarded. Mostly because I think, you know, it takes away the certainty of landing your shots. 2 ammo drops? Well... Oh man, yeah, it may make Cupid's bow worse, but I don't know how it's gonna work with the camera. Since the camera hits regardless, it would be amazing if it just, like, you know, hit 3 times. We don't have to aim. I mean, we can't aim. That's the other corollary there, but yeah, I mean, it takes away your guaranteed hit and also, you know, makes your shots do less damage. So it's kind of similar to the value proposition of, like, a quad shot, I suppose, but I quite like quad shot as well, so... Maybe it's something about me. I like flashing lights, and the more flashing lights you got, the more on board I am. Maybe that's the ticket. Ooh, at least we hit. And I have to imagine, if all of our bullets hit, we're probably dealing more damage than if we had our non-scatter shot. Otherwise, it's actually like a demonstrably horrible pickup. I have to imagine the amount of total damage output from each shot is probably like, you know, 50% or 20% higher or something like that. I'm also hoping that maybe like we can find a YV shrine and that'll work with us. This would be a really good time to do that because, you know, we do have a lot of money, at least relative to what you'd often have at this stage of the game. Yo, you guys have to die, though. I also feel like we really, more so than with other characters, we want to get away from this starting pistol ASAP. Because when I'm missing with these scatter shots, they don't have enough range to, you know, make it likely for us to hit enemies that we weren't aiming at, which, you know, is just a nice bonus if we can make it happen. Yep, just a terrible dodge there. A little hyper-aggressive. That's alright. Okay, it looks like we do have an item room close by. There's a little bit of target selection going on this room, I think. Now, I will admit, you know, normally I'm all about using your starter pistol as long as possible. I'm using it on this floor, and I'm saying to myself, I don't think this is going to be a long-term value proposition I'm going to be happy with. So, I am hopeful that we'll get a high-quality, or at least medium-quality, room clearer. And I think the M1911 already is that. However, it would make me feel a lot better if we had, like, some guaranteed ammo drops along with it or something. Can we get in? No. It's good. I'd rather just come in through the back entrance than have to spend a key. And who knows? Maybe I'm carrying a weapon right now that would make me feel differently about Scattershot. I mean, it was in a red chest. That doesn't make it good. You don't want that every morning. There's a halo effect, psychologically speaking here. Every morning, according to the DSM-4, there's something called the halo effect. It makes you perceive that an item that is handsome is better than one that looks derelict. You will never forget the halo effect as of now. Unfortunately, in my parody, I kind of neglected some of the reality of the halo effect, which I'm pretty sure is just that people who we perceive as attractive, we perceive as being better people, but it's been a little while since Psych 103. Which is my favorite radio station and my favorite freshman level psychology course. If you're gonna rag on me, you know, why is it called Psych 103? I got no idea, okay? You think I'm in charge of numbering university courses? Not in charge of numbering university courses. That's ridiculous. I'm in charge of putting together reasonably entertaining Enter the Gungeon runs long after the game's expiration date. Dude, I do not really want gun boots either, and I don't even know if they're worth stealing, to be honest with you, but something in here could be. So the Patriot, I gotta be honest with you, Austin told me it's not that good. Do you have to hit the item? I bet you have to hit the item. That makes sense. He said it's a little underwhelming because when you roll, it loses its efficacy. So apparently Chaff Grenade is also decent. Well, it's decent as an enabler of stealing. I don't really want to buy an item to steal with it, because I mean, again, it mostly comes down to our shops have not really excited me all that much. So I'm actually skeptical that we're going to be able to flawless the Treadnought. Hopeful, yes, but also skeptical. You might say, come on, just steal gun boots, man. It'll feel good. You know what? I'm not a chicken, you're a turkey. I'm not gonna succumb to your peer pressure. Gun boots is not worth the levels of curse that would come from stealing it. How often are we gonna try to, like, actually roll into an enemy? Yeah, we should not be here. Okay. South Beach, bringing the heat. I think it's becoming very clear very quickly that we are going to need some new weapons. Or the world's best synergy for our existing weapons. We are like halfway through the fight. We've only used half of our ammo, but we've used all of our blanks. Which is the real problem, I'd say. Also feel like the micromanaging of when to use the grappling hook is almost an unwarranted distraction. That's not to say that it's not helpful as well. I just wonder, you know, if we're not cutting off the nose to spite the face. Or other such idioms that may or may not apply in this specific situation. Okay, well, I mean, what do you use after this is done? The Winchester, of course. No! We did it. I said to myself, self, do not give up. And I kept rolling, even as we found ourselves in the path of the bullet. And we got our flawless. We got the mutation, which is like, basically, they're like, hey, good job on beating that boss. Here's a weapon you could use to beat the next boss. So, fair to say, I'm feeling a little underwhelmed with the way that this run is going right now. But certainly, I mean, apart from taking a lot of dumb damage on this floor, we've done a pretty good job of, You know, making sure that we don't just give up HP for no reason to the bosses. We got 6 HP. That's where we want to be. I think we're really striking out in 2 very critical areas here. One of those areas is we're not getting great items on the shop to steal. And we're also not getting amazing items on our chest. Chest is so we're a little lacking, I'd say. And certainly I don't love our chances of success on this run. Based on our present strength, at least. But that doesn't mean that we can't get there in the future. Wow. Okay. You're gonna think that this is bullshit, but I saw those bullets coming. And I said to myself, it's very simple. Just carry the one. I'm just gonna make a roll in between there, and then... no problems. Easy peasy, right? And that's exactly what we fucking did. Extra blank. Don't mind it. I don't think we've seen any chests on this floor, so start with this green one. Shock rifle is this. Just checking for secret rooms. You never know. We could get some spare keys. I don't think this shock rifle... well, you know what? We can't really be choosers here. I think we might go camera shock rifle starting on the next floor. And yeah, if we don't get any ammo, we're going to be relatively fucked as a result of, you know, using our best weapon combination early. But, I mean, we don't have any other room clearers. We can stick it out with the starter pistol, which again, as I've stated many times, I'm not completely averse to. However, I think that it is sensible in this situation to switch to a different weapon. I think it's a prudent decision for us to make. Unfortunately, we really are lacking in the, you know, in the weapon department specifically. On passives, we have 1 red tier passive, depending on, you know, how much you value Scattershot. Probably somewhere between 0 and a little bit, maybe, at best. But we're really lacking in the gun department. You almost got me, you dirty dog. Hopefully, like, we're about to get a passive or an active. I would love to see, I mean, like, crutch or homing tiers, even though I kind of shit-talked homing tiers in the last episode. This is just good practice right here. I would love to see crutch or homing tiers, just so I can get a little bit of extra value out of Scattershot. You know, like, why nullify an item when instead we could try to, like, play to its strengths, I guess. It's the Ring of Ethereal Form. I think that this is actually pretty good. Good enough to get rid of lockpicks, which I haven't been using at all anyway. Here, we give it a shot. I think you buy a key. I don't think you get anything here. I mean, like, machine pistol's cheap. And the Patriot's great, I guess, as long as you blank, but I don't think it's worth it. And I'm taking Austin's words at face value there. He said, you know, the Patriot, if you ever have to roll, you pretty much lose its efficacy. So, Ring of Ethereal Form, though, I think is going to be pretty dope. We're going to go shock rifle camera. And we're going to save our credits. And we're hoping we're going to have, like, a big old bargain bonanza blowout at some point here. We're lacking right now. But we're saving potential. And that could be important. So hopefully the camera gets a huge buff from Scattershot. Shock rifle is a whole new world, I'll tell you that much right now. It's gonna chew through ammo pretty quickly, but still. The fact that we can hit multiple enemies with it is important. Ghost bullets would be pretty good, like a combination of ghost and or bouncy bullets could possibly do quite a lot for us. That way our scatter shots that miss still end up, you know, doing something for us. Okay, extra blanks. I've really come to appreciate extra blanks. That's decent stuff. But look at how quickly we're chewing through shock rifle ammo here. Oh god, he's captured my bullets! I don't know why I always think shock rifle's immune. That was not a smart move. Alright, we're getting low here. Come on, grappling hook. There's still... I mean, the plunger's okay. Is it worth the levels of curse? I really don't think so. You know I'm thinking that's a secret room right here, but apparently not. Hey, no stealing in the store! I feel the need to apologize, because people are going to be like, yo, what a little bitch. Looked up that the grappling hook can steal and then never uses it to steal. Look, is that a nice little pittance there, or what am I trying to say here? You've got a pithy joke. Yeah, you got a nice pithy joke. You know, it sounds smart, but I don't think it is smart in this situation. I think it's not worth getting meaningless levels of curse just to prove that we can do it here. I don't think that holds any level of actual value. I'm waiting on a shop that actually, like, tickles my fancy. I think this is a decent use of camera ammo. Oh, Lord. I mean, I'm really happy. I mean that sincerely. I'm happy we got the shock rifle, but it's not going to be a reliable room clearer for us for very long. I'm appreciative of what it's doing for us right here. Ooh, yes, this will give us a level of curse, but getting that extra damage, I think, is pretty valuable. And it didn't cost us any money, so we still have enough to buy stuff. And let's be honest, we probably weren't going to keep that HP slot filled anyway. So I think, you know, scatter shot, extra damage. We got the good part of scatter shot, and we're starting to hopefully neutralize the bad part of scatter shot. I know you're saying, what's the good part of scatter shot? Well, the good part, if we're being honest, if we're not just, you know, trying to get roasts, then the good part of scatter shot is extra room coverage and also more bullets fired per shot. Now, those bullets oftentimes are going to miss, but, hey, can't always get what you want, right? Nice try. All right, ammo. I mean, I feel like we take it for the M1911 and then we go shock rifle. And we go back to our shock rifle for one room. I don't know. Maybe the M1911 was not worth what I just offered it there, but I'm not going to worry too much about min-maxing these weapons that both run out of ammo, probably before a single boss fight is done. That's a jammed enemy, I think. Now, we do have mutation. Mutation is going to be our go-to boss killer for now, and hopefully only for now. It's not bad, but I don't want to be using this too long-term. Okay, we'll take shock rifle ammo. And continue to go camera, M19... Oh, that's my bad. Camera and M1911 for now. Everything's getting open, so I don't know what the orange does. I'm just going to consume it. We'll get the HP. And then you can yell at me in the comments about not using the orange to its true, you know, preternatural potential, the likes of which I don't understand. But for now, I'm just thankful to have the orange. Thank you very much. Thankful for the HP. Huge value out of the M1911 there. Come on. Red man dies in one hit. Do you have to point the camera at the enemies? I know that sounds like a ridiculous sentence, but... Yeah, there is a map man available as well. I would buy a key to get an item from map man. We really are in a place where, like, we would sincerely benefit from having access to more chests. Figured, finally, let's get Ring of Ethereal Form doing something for us. And Ring of Ethereal Form, I mean, makes me wish that maybe I'd gone with the Patriot, admittedly, because we would get a lot of value out of it, but... It's okay. It's okay. Not salty. Not salty. Okay, boss fight. Ring of Ethereal Form is not ready. So if possible, I'd like to get a charge for it. We're going to use Ring of Ethereal Form and Mutation and just go apeshit. I'm going to go apeshit on you. Never going to forget that song either, but it's not as good as Every Morning There's a Halo Effect. hanging from the corner of the DSM number 4. What is the DSM? It's a notebook that psychologists use to diagnose mental illness for. See, it's not as easy as, please don't stand so close to me. DSM number 4, psychologist Bible. Should have chosen a better rhyming word that is possible. I don't know how it works, okay? It just mostly works. Hammer's okay, and actually Scattershot may make it even better, which is not something I say lightly, because I haven't been thrilled with Scattershot, but we're going to be putting out like a lot of bullets with the Hammer and Scattershot. Oh man, this run, in contrast to the last run, this run is like incredibly slow moving. It's not like horrible. I will admit, I don't think it's very good, but I don't think it's horrible. We do need a key. And remember, I mean, we should be stealing at some point, right? We got 4 blanks. I still feel like that's a secret room, but let's get the key. I don't think we need the plunger. We have the camera. It fulfills a very similar role. Please do not be a fairy in a jar room. I thought maybe we could do it again. Okay, it is Map Man. What do you got for me, Map Man? We already got the full map. Yes, share the completed map. He gave us the blunderbuss. I don't think that's what we were looking for. I think we still haven't found what we're looking for. U2 style. We do have 4 blanks. We're fighting the fallen priest. We're getting a lot of backwards movement whenever we fire the mutation. It's almost like having our own version of the grappling hook. I'm being pushed back, like, extremely quickly. I almost feel like maybe we're better off trying the hammer out or something like that. Well, it's certainly very good for taking care of the skulls starring Joshua Jackson. Whoa. Forgot. That attack has an attack associated with it. Don't disappear on me. Look at the value of Ring of Ethereal Form here, though. Sensible. Sensible. Still got 2 blanks. Man, that guy came close. That putting blanks on the left bumper, very, very smart trick. And by left bumper, of course, I mean left trigger. After all that, a hit per chance to dream. I really think that was close, but okay. I mean, I would still rather use a blank than take damage. I would rather use a blank and take damage, I think is what I meant to say there. And what I meant to say, of course, is I'd rather use a blank and take damage twice. This is not us falling apart. Not flawlessing the 4th boss is very acceptable. We get monster blood, slower enemy bullets. Large contingent of people very unhappy. Bloody eye, slower enemy bullets. Large contingent of people very unhappy when I don't use this, or don't give this item what they feel is it's just desserts. It's just due. It's pretty good. I have a good track record of winning with it. I don't know if it's specifically what we need right now, but thank you very much for your support as we speak. Just to be honest with you, I feel like the mutation now fires back so quickly. I'm not sure if it actually fires back more because of Scattershot and, you know, we're pushing out more enemies, but it certainly feels that way. So I'm thinking maybe we just use it as like a room clearer. It's not particularly great at it. No lockpick, but if we get a key, and we may well, I would like to open this. Got a long trip. See you next fall! Wow. We managed to make it happen. Okay, that's... You know what? Blunderbuss time. We've already got scatter shots, so... I expected to push him into the drink. He felt differently about the situation. I don't think the blunderbuss is great, but if it's at least okay, then that's okay by me. And I guess we're gonna not use the camera until next floor. So I figured, you know, you got difficult enemies, pop Ring of Ethereal Form. Then get the fuck out of there. If the last Gungeon run was like an A, this is definitely like a C-. And I'm not just saying that to, you know, lighten the load if/when I eventually lose. I actually think we've been playing pretty well in this run. And all it takes to swing our chances is maybe like 1 or 2 really good items on this floor. Certainly would not be the first time that's ever happened to us. But, certainly also not particularly pleased with this run. From the standpoint of, like, being a person who likes to win the video games that they play from time to time. I'm not gonna be too quick to... I mean, the hammer seemed like with Scattershot it was kind of tearing it up. I'm gonna go back to Shock Rifle. I know spreading this out is bad because it means that a single ammo drop's not gonna be as good for us, but I don't think I really value the blunderbuss. So I'll just take the Shock Rifle ammo, thank you. I mean, I know it's... Oh, that thwomps every time. I know it's not very ammo efficient, but, oh my god, are you shitting on me, though? Are you shitting on me in this game of love? No, we don't really need Winchester ammo. Winchester, Shock Rifle. There you go. So we're gonna do a camera Shock Rifle. Yep, just roll into him. What could possibly go wrong? Taking some hits here I should not be taking. What do the kids say? Catching some L's? I'm catching a few L's here that I'm not thrilled with. But you know what? Slower enemy bullets. Helping out. Got an item room in our future. That felt really good. I am disappointed that I haven't really found anything worth stealing, and don't even start with me. Oh, the real ticket with Scattershot is to get gun boots. Then every time you roll, you get, you know, bullets shooting out of your asshole. I can see through that like it's a freaking paper plate that used to hold cheap cafeteria pizza. Decided to pop some invincibility there. Seemed like a prudent call. We're really selling out tomorrow to have fun today when we're using Shock Rifle, because it does not last very long. Whoa! Okay, alright, that's fine. Got into some conveyor belt extravaganza there. Coming down to this item room. Pretty much, you know, at this point, very eager to see an item that turns things around for me fairly drastically. Blue chest. Well, we need to go to our forge anyway. I'd say a blue chest is not first on my list. We got other things. It's the boss fight, like, right in the middle. I'd say that the dragon kill is extremely likely. A lich kill. Sometimes I actually think that Gungeon wants to make my day worse. I spend all this time talking about, you know, the value of not getting too cursed, and then you just give me the ability to purge all my curse. We will do it because we are slightly cursed, but we might as well wait and see, you know, if... I also don't know how to steal with the grappling hook from the shop, but I swear to you we're going to try. And then We'll try to, you know, buy what we need from the forge, then steal. And see if we can purge our curse. It would be awesome if we could steal from, like, multiple different shops on this floor, and then purge that curse and be in a greater spot, much greater spot. But I wouldn't get your hopes up too much for that. But I will say, thank you to the game for the ammo drops. Very appreciative of your support in that regard. If you're wondering why I'm doing 2 shots instead of 1, it's to give it time for, like, the auto reload to happen. I'm really stoked to see that key. We're not going to take it yet, but I'm extremely happy to see it, because that means we can get a key from our shop and then open both chests. And I'm really hoping for, like, a demonic chest at this point. Last item room. Green chest. It's not bad. We need to find our forge, though, first. So let's not go crazy here. There's a green chest on the ground, I think, as well. So we might go green-green instead of going green-blue. But do we want a blue gun? Do we want a green gun? Do we want a blue passive? Might factor into things, although I'm somewhat skeptical, admittedly. Still an enemy. Up! Shouldn't have gotten that close. That was me talking to him. Which one of us ended up taking damage there? He did. Okay. Gold amulets or vengeful bullet idol. No key for sale on the shop. Wait a minute, are you kidding me? So I'm thinking you just keep it locked on. You stole the Luxon cannon, you son of a bitch. What am I gonna do with the fucking Luxon cannon? Not that the amulet is, you know, superbly bad. I mean, I guess we could just buy the amulet. That's the other thing. We got the 172 credits. It just makes more sense to purge if possible. Or to purge more curse, I mean. Guess we'll open this green chest. I think we should fight the boss and get another grappling hook charge and steal something else. If we can even steal something else. Hexagon's okay. Ring of Ethereal Form. What the fuck are we gonna... I guess we're gonna use the shit out of the hammer, honestly. Are you mad at me, by the way? Like, will you not speak... Oh, yep. You will not speak to me, so we are fucked. Still giving me a bullet, though. Well, stealing that was really not the right call, unfortunately. Aimed slightly... Who would have thought that the lack of controller auto-aim... I guess it would still auto-aim at whatever we were looking at, but... Alright, purge my curse. At least we learned this. Drink of the water for 10 coins. So, sweet! We saved all our money for the whole run, and now we're gonna die a very wealthy man. Love when that happens. But I still think the dragon kill is extremely likely here. We're just gonna save Ring of Ethereal Form. I think there's 2 schools of thought. Use it as much as possible, or use it as an extra blank. And I'm gonna use it as an extra blank when we get some, like, particularly tough attacks. Love fighting an enemy with a huge hitbox, though. It's definitely making Scattershot Hammer a lot better. I would watch out for this, though. Good work. Okay, keep it going. Staying steady. These guys suck. Perhaps a good opportunity to use Ring of Ethereal Form. You can't roll when you got Ring of Ethereal Form. I guess we don't need to, but I was trying to move faster. Certainly a good opportunity to use Grappling Hook. Except apparently I've forgotten that I have it. But I did steal Luxon Cannon as a result of Grappling Hook. So don't let it tell you that it never did anything for me. Is Luxon Cannon good? No, it's actually, like, horrible. You know what? Slower enemy bullets absolutely 100% save me there. Alright, what the fuck are we gonna unload on this heart with? Mutation's not good because it's going to push us back. guess we're gonna go M19 fucking 11. All we needed to do was not get hit there, and we were gonna get a Ring of Ethereal Form charge. Instead, roll right into it. Still, that's far from the biggest mistake we made on this run. No, this is clearly not good enough. Yeah, Winchester's probably where it's at. Oh, Gungeon. Why you gotta make me look like an idiot? You know, I played according to first principles, and you gave me a run that was, you know, it required the making of a novel strategy. I appreciate that. I appreciate the complexity inherent in playing Gungeon. It's like a beautiful woman, you know? She's hot, then she's cold. She's yes, then she's no. She's in, then she's out. She's up, then she's down. She's wrong when it's right. She's black when it's white. We fight, we make up. I don't remember enough of the lyrics. Well, the important thing to note is that, is this run any better if we get the, if we actually get the gold amulet? It is better. Is it, like, substantially better? No, I don't think so. So, I don't think that's where this run went wrong. I think it's just, this one might be basically doomed from the get-go, but, I mean, we shouldn't talk like it's over. We got a relatively not shitty amount of HP to be taking down to bullet hell. Certainly not the longest run we've ever had in Gungeon, but it's starting to creep up there. Oh, that's a little silly. We know, you know, roughly where to go. I've been better about knowing where to go on bullet hell. I know, Ring of Ethereal Form. I know, okay? I also know we got Grappling Hook, and I know I'm not using it effectively slash at all. Something's got to give there. So the Hexagon is okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the fuck we're going to use against the boss. We're out of hammer ammo, if I remember correctly. Keep it going here. Almost out of shock rifle ammo, but life goes on. You know you're going to get big enemies. This shouldn't be a shock. Instead of using a blank there, definitely should have popped Ring of Ethereal Form. Instead, I popped it right there. More enemies, huh? Oh, this guy's got to go. He's not dead. Now he's dead. Blunderbuss is not good enough. I almost feel like, you know, let it fly, baby. The Luxon cannon is shitty. Like, actually shitty. But it's got 660 bullets because we're the pilot. Just open fire. It's amazing how fast 660 bullets can just disappear. Don't forget, we stole this item. I earned it. I'm trying to get these guys to, you know, get knocked into the pit or something, but... Red Heart. Amazingly, we're, like, working our way back from this. I feel like step one, you gotta take hammer ammo. I think that's surprisingly maybe our killer app right now. As horrifying as it is. Now, these enemies have to die as soon as they spawn. Like, there can be no compromise here. Look, we might be able to get more blanks in the future. I don't feel bad about using, that was bad. I don't feel bad about using blanks to avoid, like, near guaranteed damage. More ammo. Now that goes to the shock rifle. That's going to be our item of choice moving forward. 3.5 HP. Say our odds of defeating the Lich with that mandate. Oh, I was just about to pop Ring of Ethereal Form, too. Odds of defeating Lich with that mandate, relatively low. That doesn't mean 0. And I think I'm actually, like, the last run, when that finished, shame is a strong emotion, but I was, like, mildly ashamed. It felt like a huge wasted opportunity. Really, really good run that I bricked up at the last possible second. And the several seconds preceding it. This one, I felt like we've actually done pretty well with what we've had. And that's definitely a better feeling. It's a stronger feeling. And to still be in this is quite nice. Possible, get those guys to drop. Much rather spend 20 ammo to get them to drop than spend 500 ammo to actually deal with them. It's not really how that works, but... Don't even start with me. Don't even start with me. Okay. Gonna be a lot of bullets once these guys start popping. It's up to us to just hide out in the corner. Ring of Ethereal Form is not ready. That's okay. By the way, when I say, like, I'm proud of myself on a run, it's not just fishing for compliments. Like, I'm not looking for outside validation. I know, you know, when I'm watching this run as much as anybody is. I know when a run is great and I play badly, and I know when a run is bad and I play at least decently, and we're definitely having one of those, one of the latter circumstances right now, where this run is relatively poor, but I think, you know, it's less productive to just get mad about that RNG, more productive to start, you know, kicking ass. Okay, I think we should be safe there, but... Now, of course, that's an empowering attitude, but it's not always realistic. You know, we got to deal with the tools that we have available to ourselves. Oh, I was, like, dodging back and forth, trying to keep the Skull Man in my sights. And I just got a little late for that. That's okay. 3 HP. Relatively okay. I don't think we need Ring of Ethereal Form yet. Yeah, I don't think we need it at all. Probably sensible to use it here, because it just gives us a huge advantage to be able to run in here and be like, no, fuck you, I hate you, you're dead as well, suck on my dick. You know, not just in terms of, like, you know, killing enemies, but also from a morale standpoint. I think it's valuable to get that aggression out there from time to time. I don't know. I'm trying not to blame this whole run on one item, but I feel like I'm starting to be of the opinion that maybe, like, Scattershot is actually just bad. And what I mean by that is that maybe Scattershot is so bad that it's actually not worth having for free. You know, not every special item in Isaac is worth taking if you're strictly looking to win, which you know, that's pretty much what I'm doing in Gungeon right now. Maybe not every red chest item, even if it's a passive, is worth going for. This room can be tricky, so to come out of here without getting hit would be a real blessing. Getting pretty close there. I continue to pick up shock rifle ammo, and it's because it continues to be decent, you know? And I mean, like, the definition of the word decent. It's not blowing the doors off. I fucking knew it. I was like, are we going to go for Skullman or are we going to go for Shawman? Chose to go for Skullman. May have been a mistake, but we navigated those perils relatively successfully regardless. This guy's got to go. Whoa! A little bit trigger happy there. To be honest with you, I'm surprised and maybe even a little bit impressed that we're still, you know, relatively in this right now. I think we just continue to move up in this direction. Anytime we see these guys on a room, I think you just say, you know what? Pop the ring. Even if it's only 3 enemies, I don't care. Small room in particular, there's so much less room to dodge. Oh, got a piece of armor. Valuable. Not a boss fight. In fact, this is a dead end. But it's a dead end that hopefully is purposeful, you know? It's a dead end that feels like we've come a long way. It's not like we just found 5 dead ends in a row. So I think we'll go back to the right here. Just continue to move, like, away from this spawn on Bullet Hell. Fuck this room, basically. Yeah. Oh my god, we found the secret room. We got a lot of shitty guns. But I think, you know, a decent number of those shitty guns may actually be essential to us. But, I don't know, maybe we're actually close to getting the Ravenous Gun Muncher to pop. Like, I think I can throw a few things in there without sweating it too hard. Like, for example, the Blunderbuss, I can't imagine myself using it. The Luxon Cannon, maybe. What? Gunslinger's Ashes unlocked? It paid out. Releases a vengeful and armed spirit. The precise methods needed to preserve a body with gun intact have been lost at time, but the High Priest, first of the gun, still remembers. I remember when I lost my mind. Oh my god. Is this with Scattershot going to be the dream come true that I've always been waiting for? Please, no, you don't understand. The enemies, they're not dead yet. The enemies aren't dead yet. You can't spawn new enemies. The enemies aren't dead yet. Help. Oh. Murder each other, please. If I get hit here, I'm going to be real unhappy. I'll tell you that much. So I don't know if the Gun Knight Ashes are even any good. No, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Are you actually, like, making a joke? I shot you so many times. For you to return my kindness with malice like that is uncouth. Now, I gotta swallow your soul. I gotta convert you over to my side. I gotta trade in her Nova for a 94 Chrysler LeBaron. Who knows, dude? Maybe the Charmed Bow is the secret that we've been needing this whole time. But probably not, right? Oh, good. Like, I recognize that it's probably not the best idea to just shoot the Charmed Bow over and over. You know what? Don't give up. I'm giving up. Don't give up. You know why we can't give up? Because we need to see if these ashes are actually going to work on the Lich. Really appreciate that. Not having any keys. Pretty sweet, thanks. Who knows if that's the secret we've needed this whole time. It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you got 1 HP when you fight the Lich. As long as you got Ring of Ethereal freaking Form and the Gunslinger's Ashes from the Ravenous Gun Muncher. All you gotta do is find the secret room on Bullet Hell to get it. No problem. Holy fuck. We've done it. We made it to the boss. I never thought this moment would come. We have basically no chance of winning. And I'm just telling you that as a friend. Our odds of winning this run are very low. Beautiful. All I can believe in is this right here, which does not have a charge associated with it. Great start. Terrible start. I gotta be honest, these guys are doing a pretty good job. They're doing a lot of Reaper stuff, you know, die, and all that. But I think I'm just a little too far gone for this to be good enough. But I'm very appreciative of the fact that at least we accomplished something on this run. Far from the worst Gungeon run I've ever seen. But also, certainly far from the last one. But let's set incremental goals, man. There you go. First boss done. Now all we have to do is dodge every single shot on the next 2 bosses. Something I have a pretty bad track record of right now. But at least to get this run to the second phase of the Lich fight is like a cool drink of water from a desert oasis. Okay, I don't think there's any question. Oh, no, you go back and take their, Chris Berman. There we go, I thought of a sportscaster. You might have heard this sound about 15 times while I was rolling there. Guess the Ring of Ethereal Form doesn't work. I'm not salty, though. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.